Hey there, how's it going? Gabriel here. It's a beautiful afternoon in August, nice and warm, a little bit late in the evening, but still warm enough that I'm thinking about going for a swim here in beautiful Pyramid Lake with Pyramid Mountain right up there. You can't quite see it, the trees are in the way a little bit, but I'm going to head down to a spot where I took a swim earlier, and then things will totally open up from there, and you'll get a nice view of the lake and of the mountain, and at least a refreshing glimpse of a mountain lake, even if you don't get to jump in it, but it's going to feel good, believe me. So in this video then I wanted to address what I believe to be the most important spiritual understanding. And the most important spiritual understanding, actually there's a little bit of a trail here. I thought that I would head down and show the lake at the beginning of the video here. So the most important spiritual understanding, as I see it, is that you change reality through focus of your consciousness. That even physics has come to this rather shocking realization that a particle of light, well, light is both a particle and a wave, which is the part of the shocking realization, but that light actually behaves differently based on whether it is being observed or not. And that's a pretty astounding realization, and changes the way that one perceives reality and the physical world. All right, check out this view. Pretty sweet. Up there is Pyramid Mountain, which on a day in which I wake up early enough and have the energy, then I'm planning to hike up there, but it is a intense hike. It's like 10 or 12 hours round trip, so we'll see if that happens. I'll definitely get some footage from the top if I do it. You'll have to wait till the perfect weekend when I happen to wake up early enough and everything. So anyways, I'm gonna head on up and keep on walking. So this is really the whole point of meditation, is that through the focus of your consciousness, then you can change the quality of your consciousness. That through basically seizing the reins of your own awareness of being, you alter and affect and change your being. And that is absolutely one of the just most important things to understand, is that if you're not in a state of pure happiness and joy that you might desire, which most of us are not, and can conceive of a more perfect experience of being ourselves and in the world, and many of us have had our fair share of various challenges and dramas in life, and imperfect childhoods, and questioning the purpose for our being, and what's the point of it all, and how can we make this life really awesome, if possible, or at least tolerable and enjoyable part of the time, at least. And so really the spiritual path is about coming to that understanding that through conscious intention, you change your reality. And this works both without and within. And so that little, anecdote about the particle of light shows how this is the case in the physical world as well. And this is how things like affecting the physical world in some way through the force of your consciousness can work. Whether it is affecting the weather, like people that can bring in rainstorms, moving objects, creating ripples in water, creating wind out of nothing. And one of the reasons that I'm mentioning this is that I just came across a guy, Michael Monk. Alright, I'm going to pause the video because there's some people coming up here. So I just came across this guy, Michael Monk, and his YouTube video and website is Avatar Energy Mastery, if I remember that correctly. But anyway, you can search for Michael Monk, and he has some videos demonstrating, showing bringing wind out of nothing. It wasn't like a torrential windstorm or anything, but he was standing by these bushes that were completely still, and then he shows in the course of a few minutes he gets these bushes to start waving as if there's wind. And who knows, maybe he had a fan in the background or something, but I don't think so. He seems legit to me. And then he demonstrates other abilities through the use of energy. And if you're talking about directing energy, you're talking about using the force of your consciousness. And a very important distinction that he makes, he mentioned this in one of his videos, a really awesome one titled Shocking Revelations of Consciousness, I believe it was called. A really good synopsis of working with energy and coming into greater consciousness. And one of the things that he says, which I 100% agree with, is you don't create your reality purely through beliefs. You create your reality through beliefs plus energy. And so that's what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning the importance of tapping into your emotional energy, is that it's not just about your conscious mind. It's about tapping into life force energy as well, because that is part of who we are. We aren't just our conscious thoughts. That is only one aspect of our being. And so if you really want to become a master of energy, then you have to learn how to focus your consciousness in an empowered way. And in an empowered way requires tapping into deeper energies other than just thinking, just sitting there and thinking positive thoughts. You have to have some source of power to work with, and that's the lower self. That's why I keep mentioning this analogy of the rainbow, and it was cool because in that video, Shocking Revelations of Consciousness, then Michael Monk mentions the rainbow as well, and the lessons that it has to teach us from a slightly different angle, but kind of the same idea. And so the point is to understand that consciousness is not limited just to conscious thoughts, but that there is much more going on within us than what we can perceive ourselves as thinking. And through conscious intention, then we can come to greater awareness of all that is going on within us. Maybe not all, but more anyway. And in so doing, bring our experience of reality from one of what the hell is going on, why is this happening to me, why am I ending up in these kinds of situations, why do my relationships suck, why am I here, to I'm in charge of my reality, I am responsible for my energy, and I am going to create my reality through the power of my consciousness, because my consciousness is what creates reality. And the more of yourself that is shrouded in shadow, that is subconscious, the more you are creating your reality unconsciously. The more you become aware of your own thoughts and your own belief systems and your true emotions, then the more you can bring your consciousness into your conscious awareness and start creating your reality consciously instead of unconsciously, subconsciously. And so it is through the focus of your consciousness that you begin to alter your reality, both your inner world and the outer world, and come to a place of intention, of conscious intention, rather than being dragged around by your thoughts and your emotions and by circumstances in your life. Then you can start to seize the reins of your world and start to create through the intention of, I am going to create my own reality. As long as you're just stumbling through life and thinking, oh, poor me, I don't know why I'm in this situation, but it sucks and I wish I wasn't here, then you're in a victim mentality and you're not making a conscious choice to create your reality and seize the reins of your life. But through the power and force and focus and attention of your consciousness, then you start to make changes in how you approach life, approach your relationships, approach various choices, approach conflicts, and various dramas, and you can start to change what happens through changing your own energy, your own consciousness, your own vibrations. So the biggest spiritual understanding, in my view, is to understand that you are in charge of your reality, whether you realize it or not. And the question is, are you going to continue creating reality unconsciously, or are you going to make the choice to create your reality with conscious intention through the force of your consciousness? And so by focusing within, then you come to greater awareness of what is really going on within, and you can start changing your energetic states of being through the force of your consciousness, through simply placing your attention there. Because think about that reality, that light itself acts differently based on whether it's being observed. So whether or not you're observing yourself very, very literally affects your experience and your thoughts and your beliefs and your inner world. So by bringing your attention within, by focusing your consciousness inside your being, inside your mind, and even beyond your mind, then you start to change it, because it is a matter of whether or not you are actually infusing your consciousness with reality or not. Whether you are consciously seeking to occupy yourself or not. Whether you're just kind of, ho-hum, whatever, I kind of wish I wasn't here, I'll just, make ends meet and go to my job and pay my bills and eat and just get by. Or whether you are consciously deciding, I know what my reality can be and what I want it to be. If I'm not there yet, how am I going to get there? How can I make changes within to empower myself greater so that I can have the ability to truly create the life and the world that I want? So there you go. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'm about to hop in this nice, very refreshing looking water here.